Hey everyone, welcome back. I am back today with more Clone Wars, you guys. I'm very excited to move into this next arc. I was a big fan of the last arc. I think we really needed it. I will briefly get into my final thoughts on it before we kind of move ahead. But first off, I just want to say if you're joining me early today, you know just what that means. That means that you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much. And as always, I am sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in that description down below. And if you are joining me on those YouTubes, I hope you'll hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much. But yeah, I liked the last arc a lot because it gave me a much needed kind of breather with all of the ramping up that we're doing towards kind of this final, you know, just everything that's coming in episode 3 and everything. I feel like we're really ramping up towards that now. And it kind of gave me just a little bit of a vibe of like some of the old days of Clone Wars where it was just kind of like a one-off adventure. You know, certainly I'm sure even that has its bearings on, you know, where we're going with everything. But it was just kind of fun to have this, like, you know, Mace Windu, Jar Jar, unlikely duo. And then we run into the Night Sister mom and hijinks ensue. And it was good. I mean, it definitely had its atmosphere. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like all, you know, comedy, fun and games and everything, although a lot of Jar Jar is comedy. But, and I love that we got to see the Night. I call her Night Mom. She's my Night Mom. I liked seeing her again a lot, but, it did have its atmosphere for sure, but for the most part, it felt a little bit removed from like a lot of the main sort of escalation towards like Anakin and, you know, everything that we've been dealing a lot with, just kind of personally and also in the galaxy, like how everything is sort of about to come to a head. So I really like just kind of having a one-off story, you know, 2-part, but kind of a one-off story that was a little bit removed from that. So, so now I'm guessing we're going to be moving ahead into another story. I do not know what lies ahead of us. I have a feeling the days of kind of more chill stories are more like removed, like I said, from all of the goings on. I have a feeling those are behind us, and I don't think we have much more of season 6 left. I think it's a fairly short season. And this is like episode 10, I think, that we're watching. So I don't think there's many more than this in the season. But I didn't look ahead, so I'm not sure. But I'm excited to jump in and figure out. I'm excited, but I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not apprehensive because I want to see, but I'm a little scared. But I'm excited to see what's gonna lie ahead of us here. So what do you say we go ahead and jump into the next episode of Clone Wars? Let's do this.
It is the lost ship of Master Sifo Dyas. Remind the council of what you discovered regarding Master Sifo Dyas before the start of the Clone.
Thank you for the reminder.
He foresaw great conflict, and that the Republic would need to raise an army. At the time, the council rejected those ideas.
Well, it's not the first time we've been wrong recently, is it?
The creation of the clone army.
I can't with that statement.
Any further information on this incident has been sealed.
On whose authority?
By the office of the Supreme Chancellor.
Oh!
Madam Jocasta.
Okay. Because I always assume when they mention him in the movie,
Skywalker and Kenobi.
I just assume that was like an alias of Palpatine's or something.
Speak with the Chancellor personally. I will. To see what part in this, the politics of the Senate, have played.
Oh, you have no idea, Yoda. You have no idea.
Forgive me, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that.
Get him off my screen.
Died some time ago. He did. On Felucia.
And what is the nature of your investigation?
A Jedi matter it is, Chancellor. Add to your troubles.
May I ask when he was killed?
Over 10 years ago, it was.
Well, that explains it. I'm
Oh,
afraid this was
God,
before
everything
my time. 10
says.
years ago, only my predecessor, Chancellor Valoran, would have the answers you seek. I suggest you speak with him.
Very well.
I see. What's he off doing? Oh, and like, oh God, he's like, why are you looking into this? He just turned evil there for a second. How did no one get anything off of him?
With the tribal leaders. Master Sifo Dyas died. He was not alone. There was a second Jedi here with him.
And
What's
the
there?
Second Jedi?
Either I don't understand them or they won't say. It's
Okay.
hard to tell. This is when I was Chancellor, I sent him on a mission to deal with a flare-up in the Pike Syndicate.
The Pike?
Oh, hey!
Powerful part of the spice cartel.
Hey!
Criminal activity. We were facing a full-scale war underneath the surface of Coruscant.
Oh, wow.
With his expertise on the underworld, I contacted Master Sifo Dyas to stabilize the problem.
Know of this. The Jedi Council did not.
No,
The
they
Senate
did not.
committee assigned to the matter feared that open discussions with such a criminal element could legitimize their activities and give
So they
strength to
kept
opposition
it.
leaders within the something about a flare-up of activity on Felucia.
Yes. Interview.
Which is why, okay.
Insisted Sifo Dyas did. But tell me, Chancellor, who was the other Jedi you sent with Sifo Dyas?
Other Jedi. I know of no other Jedi.
There was no other
It
Jedi.
was only my personal aide, Silman, and Sifo Dyas.
It was probably a
I'm afraid
Sith.
They were both killed on Felucia.
Personal aide? Silman?
Why did that make him perk up?
Why do the Jedi look for Sifo Dyas? What
He's not planning
are they
this.
following?
If there is a trail, it is unknown to me.
Retrace
So then,
steps, find this loose end and eliminate it.
oh God.
Understand what is at stake, my lord. I will
Because
go
if they
to the
found
mines
out,
and take care of it.
This is not the first time you have proven to be clumsy.
oh,
Because you know the price of failure.
oh no! I mean, not that I have any warm fuzzy feelings for Dooku, but shoot!
Pikes. You must go. To Obadiah. Yes.
Gonna go see the Pikes. Another show had a lot of stuff about Pike Syndicate in it, so I'm fully up on that story. Well, you know, probably not this version of it, but we don't know how exactly did they come into the information that there was someone or something like the wreckage. Who tipped them off on that? I guess that's what Dooku's got to find out.
I cannot remember the last time a Jedi came here. Many years it has been.
Was the
Funny you should
Jedi?
say that. I'm
Was
looking
it
for a Jedi that
Sifo
got lost
Dyas?
here.
Jedi like to join us for a refreshment.
The Pike's offer is kindly accepted.
Anakin's like, oh. I would be so.
Friendship.
I would not trust. I would not trust. Friend.
Friendship.
Anakin doesn't sound very friendly saying that.
What an interesting necklace that is. May I have a look?
Perhaps
Wearing the
Pikes
necklace?
have taken enough of the Jedi's time.
On
Oh,
second
no,
thought,
it's no bother at
take
all.
your drinks to
Jedi
go.
are happy to know all the Pike's secrets.
oh, we'll be taking that
No
necklace.
quarrel
Is that
with Jedi.
the person?
Maybe you should tell us why you're wearing the crest of the Chancellor's personal advisor.
Is the Jedi looking for a Jedi Master or someone else?
We're looking for a couple people.
Stop playing games.
It looks like you have finally put the pieces together. The man you are looking for is here.
Oh, what is going on? Did he kill the advisor and take his necklace? Also, has Sifo Dyas really just been hiding out?
One alliance was with a man named Tyrannus.
I've heard that name before. Jango Fett mentioned it during my communal
We know who that
investigation.
is.
Tyrannus. The Pikes found another. Still alive.
Silman.
The
Chancellor's
advisor?
aide.
The Pikes gave Tyrannus Sifo Dyas, but the Pikes did not tell Tyrannus of Silman.
Okay.
The Pikes needed insurance.
Some leverage or something?
Insurance.
Yes, and now the Pikes can bargain.
Have they been
We give you
keeping?
Silman, you forget about the Pikes' treachery against the Jedi.
Oh boy. Oh, he's been being. Oh, there's things in his cell. Oh no.
Hello?
Oh no.
Who's there?
We are Jedi, sent to find you.
He's been being held.
Jedi.
Whoa.
To find
He's.
you.
Oh no. He's not okay.
I was betrayed. Forgotten. Long ago.
He's like,
You're
I don't know.
alive.
Quick. Maybe you have some food.
Have they not been feeding him? They have to have been feeding him.
Oh,
Got a little. Relax.
thank you, my friend.
Oh, he's so hungry.
Delicious. You see, I was so frightened I would have nothing to serve.
Oh dear.
My babies.
Your
They get so
babies?
angry when I have nothing to serve.
We might have a problem
Oh,
here.
he's not okay. Who would be okay after how long has it been? Like 10 years?
You are no longer welcome here.
Oh boy.
I think we've come to take you home.
Home? No, this is my home.
Oh no.
Leave my friends.
You were traveling with Jedi Master Sifo Dyas. Tell us what happened to him.
Yeah, I would like to know the truth.
Yes, he died. Died.
Oh dear.
But the bikes were not the ones. No, the bikes were not the reason.
That's what I thought. He's not okay, but I think there is some truth in this.
Who wanted to be Sifo Dyas?
Someone who wanted to be Sifo Dyas. Because I always thought when it was commissioned in his name, I always thought that was like somebody using his name.
Can't you see? Because.
Oh no! Sparrow! No! Oh, we were that close. He knew what was going on. Somebody wanted to assume Sifo Dyas' identity.
Dooku. Once you actually came to do your own dirty work.
He's like, well,
Things are just that important.
he's like, I was kind of force choked, so I figured I would come do this one on my own. Oh my god. So that is what happened then. Oh man. So let's just be clear, there's like 3 different stories of how this guy died.
Have no business left with the Pikes Tyrannus.
Tyrannus?
They
You were the man called Tyrannus?
putting it together.
Needed to know on Geonosis all those years ago, Kenobi. You should have joined me. Sifo Dyas understood. He saw the future. That is why he helped me.
You lie. Minister Long, if you're going to help us...
So
now's
that was the
time.
second Jedi? It was Tyrannus? It was Dooku? Whoa. Because I would think in a way they would want,
Give you a push.
Palpatine would want the clone army, right? Because that perpetuates the war. That was awesome. Like, his thing has been manipulating both sides. And for there to be 2 sides to manipulate, they have to have some kind of equal footing with like soldiers to keep the war going. Oh, is that? He's like, I got a second ship to get away on. Of course he does.
Our enemy created an army for us.
If this was known, public confidence in the war effort, the Jedi, and the Republic would vanish.
Guys, ask yourselves why. Ask yourselves why.
This discovery. We must. No one, not even the Chancellor, may know. Valiant men the clones have proven to be. Saved my life and yours. They have many times.
But guys, ask yourselves.
Believe in them. We must.
Right.
Win the war swiftly. We must.
But why would our
Before
enemy
our
help?
enemies design the right path. No. The only path. Yeah.
Oh, because this is...
Designed by the Dark Lord of the Sith. This web is.
Yep. We know that
For now,
much.
play his game. We must.
So they knew that there was something. They knew. Okay. All right, guys. Now this is pretty interesting because at this point they know. But stop and ask yourself, why would my enemy help me build an army? You know what I mean? All right, guys. That was so good, first of all. It was so fun to like watch this little mystery play out. So I knew the name and I knew that it was mentioned in conjunction with the clones, but I'm so glad that they refreshed me. I'm like, okay, this was the person who supposedly went and commissioned the clones, which he did. I always kind of assumed that it was just somebody assuming the name. And I think it's interesting that they clarified in this that, like, no, he straight up did foresee the conflict coming and thinking he was helping the Republic went and commissioned the clone army. But, like, ask yourself, why would Dooku, the leader of the Separatists, go and help you commission an army? If they truly want to win this war, like, what could that possibly prove to gain? Except, so now this is something that at the end there I was wondering, are they going to start wondering about? They're like, we know the clones, we like the clones. For now, we'll keep this quiet, we'll play the game, but like we'll keep an eye on this whole clone situation. So now are they going to start questioning what was happening? Remember all those episodes ago with like Fives and everything that, are they going to start doing more questioning about like, were the clones designed with something that would aid the Separatists at some point? That would be like, if you're not looking at, because you know your first instinct in this situation after being snowed for so long is not going to be to stand back and look at the whole picture of like there's someone playing both sides. But I think this does give enough clue into the idea of like, okay, well, the only possible thing that he could have to gain from that would be to somehow sabotage the clones. So I wonder if they're going to start examining that a little bit more closely. Because we know even back during that story, they were like, oh, is this like a virus or something that they put in to the clones? And then we had the whole thing about, we finally were like getting somewhere and they're like, nah, it's just like an inhibitor and stuff. And of course, we never got anywhere with that. It was so sad. It was just absolutely gut-wrenching. But I wonder now if this is going to lead the Jedi to start thinking, well, maybe something was done with the clones. If Dooku was involved in their creation, in their commission at the very least. So I think this might get them thinking about that. But, of course, you know, we're not looking at, is Dooku really the mastermind of this, or is there someone beyond that? And that is unfortunate. But we know that Palpatine really didn't want this getting out. So I don't know how exactly they got tipped off to this whole Sifo Dyas thing in the first place. But that, I would be curious about that. That, like, is this just a random coincidence? Like, did someone call in a tip? I don't know. But that makes me wonder if there isn't, like, someone out there who's put this together. I think this is really reaching, but I've said for a while, ever since Ahsoka left, like, is Ahsoka going to put this together and maybe try to reach out to them and get the info to them, but just not get it to them in time? Like, once they're on the outside of this, I feel like it would be a lot easier to be able to see kind of the bigger, not easier, but you might have at least more of a shot at seeing the whole big picture if you weren't looking at, like, you know, everything is like, oh, Chancellor's our buddy. It's like, oh my God, I guess. And everything goes back to the Chancellor, so it's like, oh God, guys. Oh, it's so frustrating to watch all the stuff with Palpatine, but man, he was a little shaken up in this one. He was not in control of this situation, but now they know. They know that Dooku, at the very least, like, the enemy had a hand in the commission of the clones. Okay. I wonder if this is going to be multiple parts. I wonder if there's going to be more to the story, if this is just like a one-off. I think it was cool that they would go back and revisit this. Like I said, I think I just kind of always thought that was like an alias they just happened to use like a Jedi who had already been killed or whatever. Just as like the name, the cover up. But it was a little bit more than that, I guess. So I think that's cool that they're kind of exploring. It's fun how everything that happened in the movies, you could take it and like flesh it out a little bit more here. So, all right, guys, I don't know how many more episodes we have left in season 6, but I don't think it's very many. So either that was a one-off and the finale arc starts next, or we're going to follow this through and this is going to be our finale of season 6. I don't know how finale-ish it's going to feel because I know that the season was kind of cut short unexpectedly. So, but I do know that there's content between 6 and 7 that I'll get to that later because I think I'm going to have to just kind of like brush up on some things in my own time to kind of like prepare for season 7. But, all right, you guys, that was really, really good. It's always nice to see Palpatine a little bit shaken up because he controls so flippin' much on this show. I just want to see one thing not go according to his plan. I want to see all his plans fail, but I know I'm not going to get that because I know what happens. So, you know, it's the little things, guys. It's the little things that keep me going, like him being upset that we were getting a tiny bit of truth for once. All right, great stuff, you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time as we make our way further into the end of the season, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.